Standard operating procedures, instruction for preparing technology demonstration project proposal. Each project plan must include the following sections as a minimum, write in a simple, clear manner with no expert with understanding of the issues. Proposing organization encouraged review of the project evaluation document https www.dau.edu cop cpc mag pages default ASPX for details on how the project plan will evaluate it upon submission. Executive summary. Project statement concisely describe the current problem or situation, including the background, history, relevant, and proposed project with a description to include operational cost impacts resulting with the corrosion and issue with the appendix I for the details. Impact statement. Discuss how the proposed solution impact the stated problem with the impact should tie back the expected outcomes described in section 2D resulting from implementation of the technology. Proposed solution. Technical description providing details describing the proposed solution, included with the determination current technology readiness level. Details supporting with the demonstrator with the describe how the proposed effort with the mature solution with the technology readiness level. The target of the technology readiness level of 8 by the end of the project, informing information regarding the technology readiness level to be found on the acqnotes.com. Technical risk assessment describe the risks associated with developing, qualifying, with attaining technical authorization, transition, implementation, proposed solution for each risk identified, include details describing how risks mitigated over the course of the project, joint application identified with the jointness of the proposed solution, support by more than 1 mil DEP, evidence for the technology transition agreement in section 5. Support by more than one program mill to construction mill concept statement the restoration of the modernization project with the mill depth evidence of the technology transition agreement. Supported by one program is the evidence of the technology transition agreements of the solution potential application of the other programs more of the one mill depth. Supported by one program mill construction military construction and the sustainment of restoration modernization project has been evidenced by technology transition agreement, but the solution has potential application of the programs in single mill DEP. Results and outcomes. The project expected for the result of the corrosion related to readiness for the operation availability, improvement, the cause, evidence, outcome, and in this section specifically describe the outcome of the context of the following factors. Time factor. Describe how the proposed technology will improve the base activities such for the time of the performed maintenance task for the process of thorough output and frequency of the or interval of the maintenance task, supply weights, etc. See Appendix 1, Section 2 for details. Cost factors. Cost-based items may fall into two areas. Cost avoidance for the implementation cost. Cost avoidance captured for the training with the operational cost down with including labor for the technology expected to achieve with the ones for the transition with the more Then may technology be reoccurring costs of the material parts and supplies, whereas implementation costs captured for the initial investment costs required for the implement the technology of the cost typically include one-time expense for the implement of the technology. See Appendix 1, Section 3 for details. Improvements over the other function performance parameters describe if and how the proposed solution result in improvements in the other functional performance parameters, corrosion control solutions over the impact of the functionalities such as safety, operational safety, OSHA, slip resistance, signature control, aesthetics, heat transfer, and provide information with the significance of the other functional performance parameter deliverables. Describe the deliverables with the result of the completion of the proposed solution. How the deliver support transition solution deliverables may include, but are not limited to, the hardware specification chain for the new and updated acquisition documentation, maintenance process for the inspection process for the and/or technical orders. F. Project execution team. Identify the organization involved with the execution of the project minimum. Identify with the following project committee for the team members if applicable, financial manager, proposing organization, IPT organization, if applicable, stakeholders, organization vested interest in having the proposed seats addressed to each of the stakeholder interests of the customer and organization, commercial technology solution providers, if applicable, the funding required for the funding to execute the project for the official year for the term of the labor, the material travel for the contract support, if applicable, identify any of the funding other source of investing of the project, and if applicable, any of the project investment for the proposed solution for the DoD organization with at least 3 official years. Planning action milestone. Provide a planning action action milestone, identify significant project activity with the relationship with the activity minimum time increment project schedule with a quarterly with include with a milestone with a decision points as appropriate with a plan action show the also with a milestone with a quarterly status report, annual project review, final technical report. Quarter status report with a quarter status report quad chart with the required starting with the official quarter with the after funding if provided in 3 months after thereafter with until the final report is complete with the report must be used with the DoD corrosion policy oversight with the office must include a project number, the progress summary with including an issue with the performance goals of the metrics upon events and template for the quad chart can be found with the dau.edu cop CPC page default ASPX. Annual project review is intended with the conduct of the during with the third quarter of each of the official year of each review with the determine the technical official status of the project, identify with the risk and potential mitigation strategies, and determine whether the project should receive the next increment of funding. Final report is required with upon project complete. The report shall reference with the project number included with the comprehensive summary of the project update with the cost factor of the estimate of the status of the technology transition. The report may be submitted with a forming organizational format. Transition approach with explain with the process with the technology implemented once of the project complete with identify with the technical requirements it must meet with any of the documentation that requires the developing updating. Identify with the organization responsible for the qualifying but obtain with the technical authorization, prove with the transition and or with the implementing of the Proj solution for its intended purpose. Technology transition agreement will provide the technical transfer of the agreement between the proposing organization with the implement of the technology formal agreement to perform but signed statement of the customer support with acceptable upon the initial the covenant of the proposal the expectation of the agreement and with the true of the become of the formal of the project process with the plan operation POAM. Progress through the forward technology transition agreement will one of the factors consider the continued funding of multi-year project. In general, technical transition plan should have the following elements: technical development outline with a description of the technical development, the pathway, and with a detail. B. Expected outcomes of the project outcomes should be measurable, achieve with the exit criteria. C. Funding strategy names the source of the provided according to the source operation program element and amount of the timing schedule milestone will include a transition or handoff schedule with identification of the customer acquisition strategy, the integration plan with the issue with the risk of the cost and schedule with the technical manufacturability sustainment with the assigned customer with the program manager with the agreement, the funding schedule with the deliverables, customer funding strategy with the acquisition and fielding with the plan with the multiple sort of the technology encouraging innovation within the program. Appendix I, with the operation available to the time cost factor the background, to provide better for the context with the quantify with the impact with the corrosion of the weapons for the infrastructure with the level of cost with the concept of the operational available with the corrosion profession with the project with the proposed with the computer described with the quantify with the problems statement with the outcome outline outcomes around cost avoidance operation available will be with a better position with the effect of the transition pro with the technology operational use. Operation available is broad accepted with the system with the metrics with the DoD to describe the readiness with the general defined with the AO over the equals to MTBM over MTBM and the MDDP. Whereas DM mean time between maintenance and MDT means mean downtime. A simple approach for the mean time being between maintenance to the time system available to perform its mission. Between maintenance intervals scheduled for the unscheduled with the simple system up at the time with the mean downtime to the time system time the system that is not available to perform its mission for the various reasons, which is most likely most maintenance related to utilizing the concept of the uptime of the downtime. Rearranging with the AUO equation, operational availability, we obtain operational availability is over uptime over the total time equals to 1 over minus the downtime over the total time, where total time is equal to the uptime plus the downtime, wherever the behavior, the availability over the operational availability increase with the decrease of the downtime decreases increase with the operational availability is generally utilized with the describe of the shape of the weapon system of the concept can be equally applied to infrastructure for the application as well for the problem statement, the outcome of the develop the question should be considered with what impact the downtime with the thus of the operation availability would deliver the cost, how to deliver the corrosion impact with additional information on the topic can be found with the DAU link, what impacts of the downtime, terms of the maintenance mean time with the mean time between with the maintenance of the mean logistic delay time with a formally defined used for the determined operational availability. If you are unfamiliar with these terms, the definition can be found with the DAU website. dau.edu.glossary page glossary ASPX. All of these terms with the means measure for the time of the base of the for the time factor. This should be always measured the life with the define with the problem statement the outcome of the factors include such labor time field of development civ CTR mill with the direct labor time and indirect labor time quality assurance control supervision process time that may not be labor related dry times process delays etc. What is the maintenance interval? How often the maintenance schedule for the maintenance action solely result of the corrosion inspection? If no, how long do they perform the corrosion control portion of the maintenance? So for the component, it means for the predictive of the meantime, for the failure of the intervals, not how they often replaced and repaired. So examples of the time factors for the utilized in previous corrosion to remote demonstration projects for the maintenance meantime. Project Navy Sea with the topside for the corrosion control project for the project with the demonstrator with 5 different technology for the Navy surface shift for the project with the was able to determine the labor hour for the expanding with the cleaning of the repairs before and after implementation with the technology information could be used with the calculator with the maintenance meantime with the result of the technology scheme implementation old technology labor hours cleaning equal to 0 repairs new technology labors cleaning repairs total maintenance meantime, new technology versus minus old technology in hours, therefore the project with the demonstrator with the 1,001 the hours potential of the production maintenance hour with the implementation of the technology meantime maintenance for the main time between the maintenance of the project with the NBC with the downscape with the deck coding with the project demonstrator with the downscape with the deck coding with a more desirable with the current with the downscape with the coding with the decree with the time between reapplication with the change codings with the mean with the time between with the maintenance interval with the day with the project could be used with the calculator with the maintenance time between maintenance meantime between maintenance old technology reapplication interval with the new technology reapplication interval equation of the meantime base is between maintenance equal to the new time minus the old time equals therefore the project demonstrated with the extension of the years and extension of the coding of the intervals. Project for the Navy, the air conductor for the Artine gasket with the project demonstrated with the multiple benefits utilized with the conducting with the gasket with the barrier with the between the aircraft skid with the antenna with the mitigate with the galvanizing corrosion. For example, facilitating benefits chain with the corrosion inspection with the frequency with the positive with the impact with the meantime base maintenance, old technology interval of the day with a percentage inspected, 28-day inspection, over 50% with a 56-day inspection, 100% over the 18-month time period with a result of the 9 to 28 days with a 56-day inspection. Each level of 18 inspection per aircraft with 18 months with the new technology inspection interval over the days with the percentage over the percentages for the inspected, 20-day inspection limited in 548-day inspection, 100% over the 18 months time period with a total of 1 inspection per aircraft. The equation for the meantime base maintenance new technology over the minus old technology equals the inspection over the 8 months. Therefore, the project demonstrated the production inspections per aircraft over the months. How much did it cost? Cost factor for the concept of the more straightforward with the direct delivery with the dollar balance down with the time base with the factor should include with the time items. These items such as recurring direct material cost of the item itself with the item with the repairable item yes for the cost of repair with the item and no with the cost for the replace with the item with the prepare the corrosion ice for the result of the other components can be the damage with the replace as chef with those items cost for those items. Yeah. Requirement and skill level or expertise for the skill level or expertise for the current technology process for the skill level, the expertise for the process for the technology process for the technically required implement with the new technology you have for the training with the one time for the time with a reoccurring requirement. Reoccurring operational supply required for the perform maintenance for the production of the process for the current requirement, the requirement for the new technology consumed for the items to relieve the process for the lubricating with the corrosion prevented for the compounds, paint brushes, hazardous material storage, disposal of cost, one-time capital expense for the implementing the new technology, tooling, hardware, equipment, and installation costs, over the cost associated with the disposal of the old technology, disposal cost for the hardware process for the chemical, the email for the capital requirements, development expense for the OSD with the DM value, project costs for the provide with the DoD research and development and investment. Alright, that was standard operation procedure, instruction, preparing technology, demonstration project, proposals, Department of Defense, United States Department, 30th of June, 2020.